Hello everyone. I have a question for you. If I asked you right now, what's the importance of salt to you besides using it in your food? What would you say? Does anyone here use it for something else? If that's really the only thing we use it for, then what do you think would happen if all the salt disappeared from the world? That's what we will know today. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to the Let Me Know channel. Before we dive in, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can get all our latest videos right away. Salt is one of the most abundant materials on Earth. As everyone knows, Earth is practically a water planet, with around 71% of its surface covered by water. And all these water bodies contain salt. Even freshwater rivers contain some salt. Not to mention, salt exists in massive amounts in rocks and the Earth's crust in general. In fact, some studies suggest that if all the salt in the world were gathered and spread across land, it would form a layer 400 feet high. That's the equivalent of a 40-floor building, an amount so massive it's hard to even imagine. So, such a huge quantity of salt is clearly not here by accident. To stay neutral, let's first talk about some of the positive effects if salt disappeared. The first thing that would happen is all the water in Earth would turn into fresh water, making them drinkable and suitable for agriculture. This would mean that humanity would have more than enough water to meet everyone's needs. If that happened, we'd eliminate the scary nightmare of future water wars. No more countries attacking another one over dams or water shortages. On top of that, from an economic perspective, if the oceans turned into fresh water, we'd save a ton of money that's currently spent on building water filtration and desalination plants. This is because the oceans, with their constant waves and currents, would naturally reduce water pollution. Now, let's get to the negative effects, which are far more numerous. First off, the devastating impact on health. While consuming too much salt can be harmful, completely cutting out salt would be fatal, not just harmful. That's because all living organisms need salt to regulate fluid balance in their bodies. Without salt, it wouldn't just affect living creatures, it would also impact industries. Ships, boats, and massive oil rigs would be affected too. Freshwater has a lower density, which means all the rules of ocean travel would change, and so would the entire engineering behind building ships and oil platforms. And of course, all this would mean losses in billions of dollars. Another issue with the lower density is that it would cause the Arctic ice caps to sink. A catastrophic event like that could trigger the largest tsunami in recorded history. It's powerful enough to wipe out entire areas. But natural disasters wouldn't stop there. A series of destructive hurricanes would begin to occur worldwide. Saltwater plays a major role in regulating ocean currents and temperatures because its freezing and boiling points differ from freshwater. Freshwater can't play the same role, so cold and warm ocean currents wouldn't move in the same way. Beyond everything we've mentioned, perhaps the most well-known and dangerous consequence of losing salt would be the extinction of fish and other marine life that depend on saltwater. This means you'd have to say goodbye to your favorite seafood dishes. But if losing seafood were the only issue, it wouldn't be such a big deal. The real danger is that losing marine life that can only survive in saltwater also means losing plankton and algae, which produce 50% of the oxygen humans breathe. Unfortunately, land plants wouldn't be able to meet the oxygen needs of all living organisms. This means that over time, the disappearance of salt from the Earth would lead to the extinction of all life forms. So, even though we mostly use salt just to flavor our food, the fact that it exists in such huge quantities is a major reason why life continues on Earth. That's it for today. If you have any questions or thoughts that have been puzzling you, drop them in the comments below and we'll answer them in a future video.